Okay, so let's take a quick break from the rifle stock to talk about today's sponsor, SimpliSafe. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I've worked with SimpliSafe for a while now. I've had their system. I've got the home base here on my workbench, and I've had it in my shop now for around 6 months. Now, it monitors my shop for theft, fire, and water damage. I have glass break sensors, motion sensors, water sensors, the fire sensor. We've got door and window sensors. So the shop is fully monitored 24/7. It's effective and reliable. I've also found a great use for their cameras. I have 2 cameras set up on their system. One back here that monitors the entire shop, and then I've got one sitting up over there that I actually use to monitor my CNC machine. So if I go into the house to hang out with the kids or work on the computer, and I've got the CNC running, I can take advantage of SimpliSafe's system, use their app, access my camera, and watch that CNC from in the house and watch it from anywhere as long as I have a connection. Which is very useful for me because I don't want to just leave that machine unattended. If something goes wrong, I need to know about it, and that way I can check it if I'm not in the shop. Very cool feature. If you're a furniture maker, you have a shop, and you want to protect it from theft, and you want to be able to utilize these cameras to watch your equipment, or even if you're a professional and you have employees, you can monitor that way. It's a really cool way to use a system that's designed for security but has a lot more potential doing other things like that. So if you're interested in a system, just go to simplisafe.com/Andy Rawls. I'll put that link in the description as well. You can head over there. You can get hooked up with a really cool security system. I just want to say thank you to SimpliSafe for sponsoring the video, for helping bring this content to you guys. Now let's get back to work. Do you need help? Whoa, dude, how'd you get in here so quietly?
Well, I just knew. I sensed. My spidey sense was tingling.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You didn't know how to put this thing together.
No.
Man, this is really a part. We can do this.
Yeah.
I think let's do the buttstock first.
Okay.
Have some here somehow. Yeah, like that. Did you really try to put this together and you just couldn't figure it out?
I probably could have, but I was like, man, I would have been watching YouTube videos.
The thing is, like, I'm not even that great at putting AKs together. I'm an AR kind of guy.
Nice.
We got it.
Yeah,
now.
I never would have figured this out.
We got it. This part was the hard part with that crazy switch.
A little sawdust in there for it.
Helps everything run good. Let's see, this goes right here. That's it.
Sweet. Ready to roll.
There you go.
That's cool, man. All right, man. It's a good thing you're my neighbor.
Anytime you need an AK put together, you know who to call.
You just show up. Okay, so there it is, all complete. This really came out looking nice. This was a lot of fun. Big thanks to Matt for driving by this morning, helped me get this thing back together. I never would have figured it out on my own. I do not know much about these guns other than how to make the stocks and forends. You can see the new stock has quite a bit of a different shape than the original. We beefed it up and kind of made it easier to grab. Feels a little better in the hand. The stock was fairly straightforward and simple. Not a lot of challenges to that. Most of the time was in this forend piece here. And it really came out looking nice. You can see I added this little hump in there right there. That actually wasn't in the video. I added that after the fact, but I think it feels better in the hand and it actually looks a little better the way it terminate? Is that the right word? Terminate, yeah. Sounds weird. Anyway, a lot of fun. I hope you guys learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can support the channel by heading over to Bunker and getting yourself some merchandise. As always, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support, and we'll see you next time.